morning, everybody. I toast to you and all you do. Hope you're having a fantastic day today. We have the full moon coming up. We have the dark moon coming up in Pisces. And we have some really positive self-healing energy going on. Some of it is a little disruptive. As always, the universal energy is not like powder-coated, fluffy, bunny, white, beautiful, pleasant. It's real, it's honest, it's straightforward, and sometimes it gives you a little bit of a nudge, and sometimes it highlights challenges in your life. I know I've talked about this before when we talk about Mercury in retrograde, or any of the retrogrades really, but more specifically Mercury, because you see it all over the internet. They're like, oh my God, it's in retrograde, everything is going to fall to poo. But in reality, what the universe is doing is it's pointing at the challenges that you need to focus on in order to be successful. And it is very, very important for us to face those challenges, to work with those challenges, to learn from those challenges, and to really grow and to experience so that we can move forward in life gaining this deeper wisdom. So we have the dark moon coming up on March 10th. Here in Colorado, it will be at 3 a.m. So very early in the morning. You'll begin to feel this energy today. And it's going to continue for a while. Some of this energy started previously because some of these, like the, Jupiter and Saturn and Uranus and Neptune, they move really slowly in comparison to other planets. So we've already been feeling some of these challenges. But we are in this blossoming beginning, this amazing energy. And so let's look at the full moon chart, or dark moon. I keep saying it wrong. So here is the chart. As you can see, we have a grand trine, we have a T squared, but really what's big right now is all of our big planets are right here between Aquarius and Taurus. So they're really bringing in forward moving. They're all direct, so it's very forward moving. They're all on this first hat, like this side of the astrological chart where we are ending and beginning and starting fresh and really creating this new foundation. We see that with Uranus and Jupiter and Taurus together. This conjunction is very powerful. Jupiter always expands everything that it is in contact with, and Uranus is very disruptive. And in Taurus, it is really digging in deep. Like some of the astrologers are talking a lot about like earthquakes and flooding, but more so on like the earthquake side, or volcano eruptions, or these things that come from deeper, bigger eruptions, earthly. It's in Taurus. So we really have this, I say disruptive, but it's more in like a rebellious nature. It's let's really face these challenges and make big radical changes that are going to help us create this new foundation, this new beginning, this new base that we're going to move forward on and we're going to heal from. So the other big conjunction that we have is literally a big conjunction. So we have Mercury conjunct to Neptune, and this is between two signs because Mercury is at 0 degrees of Aries. So Mercury is bringing in a very fast-paced, forward, new beginning, start this new, bringing in this wisdom, and in conjunction to Neptune, it's really giving us this higher perspective, this different creative way to see a situation. That's conjunct to the sun and moon, which is also conjunct to Saturn. So all together, it's really, really pushing us to dive deeper, to understand our mental and emotional and spiritual selves, and to really see this from that Saturn analytical perspective. The sun and the moon and all of these things in Pisces brings in this very fluid, emotional healing, deeper insight. And then Saturn is like, now let's look at that rationally. Let's really bring in this rational thought to our emotions. Let's really, encourage us to heal and to have good self-expression and to be true to ourselves and to allow that to prosper from deep within. But to also do that with that rational, keen eye of like, okay, here are my feelings. Are my feelings rational? And so we have Saturn bringing in this, are your feelings rational? And we have Mercury and Neptune bringing in this like creative new way to look at a situation. So you're getting a different perspective, and it's allowing you to step back and say, okay, here are all my feelings. How do I feel about them? What do I need to do about them to heal? Because we also still have Chiron and the North Node conjunct, which is bringing in that beautiful healing new beginning energy. I mean, and this is healing energy from like trauma that goes way back, from trauma that's generational. I feel like a lot of the societal things of this generational trauma is really being brought to the forefront. And sometimes it's not done in the most constructive way, but it is definitely it's something that we're talking about, and that's important. And it's important for us to talk about it so that we can heal, so that we can see the situation for what it is. We can see all of the horrible things that have happened in our society over the last thousands of years. We can say, okay, here are the bad things that happened. Here's what we don't want to do anymore. Now let's create this new foundation where we step forward doing the things that we know are right, doing the things that we know are just, doing the things that we know are going to help us heal as individuals, as families, as communities, as like a global population. And we are really being pushed for that. And so all of three of these conjunctions, just in themselves, if they weren't interconnected with each other or some of the minor planets and they weren't doing other things, like just in those conjunctions is really pushing us to like, okay, let's see the situation for what it is. Let's really dive deep into what our feelings are. Anytime Pisces is involved, it always is dive deep. Pisces is the two fish, and they saved the gods by diving deep into the water and protecting them. And so that's what it is. It's like this. It's not like Pluto's diving deep, where it's really can be somewhat troubling, but it is this like nurturing, sensitive, beautiful, reflective energy that really helps you to see the situation. It's very insightful. It's very nurturing in itself. It's not harsh. It's a good thing. So we're really getting this beautiful perspective, and we are being given this great opportunity to heal. And so this dark moon is a amazing time to sit down and journal, do dream magic, sit and really focus on your own emotions, on your own trauma, on your own feelings, on your own coping mechanisms, all of these things, and not to see them as you being the victim or weaknesses or, but as things that you have learned and strengths that you can use to move forward. We really are being encouraged to make those steps and to heal and grow. And so we have some very interesting interactions happening with those conjunctions. So I'm just going to say the Sun and Moon conjunction, and we're going to go forward knowing that that includes Saturn, Neptune, and Mercury, and that they are all moving forward together. And so they are square to Vesta right now. And Vesta is that internal flame. It is the devotion to self and to the divine and to your, it is your devotions. And so being square to the Sun and Moon conjunction right now is really asking you to stop and look. Where are you, what are you devoted to? What are you really putting forward? What is your internal flame actually burning for? And what are you actually putting your focus towards? Because oftentimes we find they're not the same thing. And we find that through whatever external source or pressure or even our own coping mechanisms and trauma and all of those things, we suddenly start focusing our devotion onto something that maybe isn't the best for us. And so with this square, we're really being asked, what are you devoted to? What are you giving your energy to? And is it really helping you to fuel your internal flame? And is it helping you to grow and move forward? Or is it helping somebody else grow? Or is it actually hindering you and it's dampening your internal flame? It's asking those questions. So you might see those kind of challenges come up where you're asked to do something that is against what you are devoted to. I was just thinking about Easter coming up, and my daughter and I having this whole conversation about the difference between the spring equinox in Ostra and the celebration of Easter, and why some things have carried over to the other, and all of these weird things. But you're always, not you, I mean, I'm normally asked to go celebrate Easter, and sometimes we go to church with my family, or sometimes we go do things of that nature. And it just the thought of what am I devoted to, it's one of those frustrating moments where I am asked that, like, what am I devoted? Okay, so divinely, this is what I celebrate, but to support my family and to be a part of interactions, this is what we go do. I try to explain to my children, this is what they're celebrating. Yes, some things carry over, and that's okay, but this is, but we are being asked, like, what are you devoted to? And what are you, and it's not even necessarily divine devotion. It could be just like, I'm devoted to taking care of my family. I'm devoted to being a part of the community. And it's questioning those devotions and how important, and, all of that great stuff. So we also have that sun and moon conjunction sextile to Uranus, which is really this push forward through these restrictions. Anything that you're feeling like the mundane, here are my everyday challenges, and then Uranus is like, let's break through that. In order to heal, we have to change some of these strategies, some of these routines, some of these things that we do all the time. They're not necessarily helping us. I always use the TV as an example, and now it's like scrolling on your phone. How much time do you spend scrolling, or just watching mindless TV, or playing video games, or doing something that really isn't helping you to grow as a person? And then kind of think about that. Is this helping me? Well, Uranus is going to help you break through those. You're in that habit. Every day I get up, I drink my coffee, and I start scrolling. Well, Uranus is really prompting you to stop doing those things and to find something more productive to your health. Find something better. Look for longer videos. Look for something that's actually bringing knowledge into you and is not just the whatever podcast and crazy people saying crazy things. Okay? Anyways. We also have that sun-moon conjunction sextile to Pluto. And so on opposite sides, but still both sextile. So this one is really encouraging that deep dive. It's encouraging you to really be honest with yourself. It softens, this conjunction in Pisces softens Pluto's energy, but both together are really like, let's dive deep. Let's really understand why we feel this way. Let's understand why we react this way. And is that helping me? Is that fueling my internal flame, or is that not? And what can I do in order to heal? What can I do to move forward? And it's going to help you find those answers. Sextiles are always beneficial. They're always like a gentle, yes, let's do this. And so we have very much dive deep, look into your issues, and really find the solutions to heal. So we have a couple big things happening. We have a grand trine happening, and you can kind of see on here, it stands out very much. It's just a very predominant trine in imagery. But this is between Jupiter. Uranus is trine to Juno. Juno is trine to Pales, and Pales is trine back to Jupiter, Uranus. And so this is really expanding our focus on our relationships and the way that anytime Juno is involved, it has to do with your commitment to a relationship, your commitment to your family. And so this trine is really asking you to focus on those things. And it's showing you that when you give support to those people and you give that devotion to them, you receive that back, and you get that bounty back. And it's not just sometimes you feel like when you do a bunch for your family, or you do a bunch for your friend community, or whoever it is, and then you don't receive anything back, you kind of feel like, but in reality, you are receiving things back. You just might not get them right away, but there is this great bounty, even in just the act of giving, but also that it builds this community and it creates this very beautiful thing. So it's really asking you to expand your support system, to expand your thinking of like, no, me doing things for other people is good because then they do things for me. It's not a tit for tat, but it is building this amazing thing. Like, we're just building this community. And again, it goes back to that building a foundation, a new foundation. You are not alone. It is not just you in a vacuum. You have people around you that are there to support you. And this is a beautiful reminder of that. In that same kind of community vein, we have a T-square between Saturn square to Pales, which is square to Juno, making Saturn and Juno at opposition from each other. And this, again, dealing with Juno. I totally wrote that wrong. Before, I'm sorry, it was Ceres, not Juno. Too many little planets named after goddesses. So the trine is with Ceres. It is the grain goddess. She is bringing forth this bountiful energy. That's hence the whole bounty. You give what you receive what you give, and our communities are growing. Now Pales is in this T-square, and this is really, it helps us to create stronger relationships by showing us how we can bring wisdom, how we can bring a fresh perspective to our challenges that we have, and really heal and build a stronger sense of community. And so you might have challenges arrive. This might seem like, oh my goodness, but any of these challenges that arise, that trine that comes in also says, hey, you have the support to deal with this. These challenges aren't here to break apart your relationship. They're here to build it up. And so we have this very supportive, you have the support, let's build this good foundation, let's really move forward. That is very much propelled, encouraged by, right now, Mars is sextile to the North Node and Chiron, which is really boosting your motivation to heal, especially past traumas, especially generational things, big things. It is really you can do this, you can heal, you can move forward. And all of that coming with the dark moon in Pisces is this beautiful, feminine, divine embrace that says, you can do this. Here is everything that you need. Here's all of the wisdom. Here's a different perspective. Here's a rational thought. Here's the intuition. Here is literally everything that you need in order to solve all of your problems. You can do this. So just sit with yourself. Sit with your community, sit with the people that you are connected to, and really find that time to heal and allow yourself that healing, and step forward with this beautiful foundation where you are you, and that is an amazing thing. You are the amazing person that you are meant to be at this table, in the universe, in this place and time. You are experiencing the life that you are meant to experience in the way that you're meant to experience it. And then you just step into that. And you have confidence that you can heal, you can grow, you can be enlightened or find the knowledge or whatever it is that you need. Sometimes we have to remember that not every life we live is about spiritual enlightenment. Not every life we live is about experiencing life in a good way or a bad way, or as a good person or a bad person. Each life is different. And so we're always here to experience something, and whatever it is that you're experiencing is meant to be. It is this thing. And we have this beautiful moment in time to really step forward and say, okay, in this moment, in this life, in this time, I am this person, and that is a beautiful thing. And I am going to step forward, supported by my community, supported by my own drive to be the best person that I can be, and have good integrity, be accountable, step forward, rocking it. And it's time, and we can do that. And now is that I just got the most beautiful visualization of stepping into a warm, natural hot spring with the goddess in all of her forms. And she is there saying, I'm here for you. You've got this. The universe is ready for this. It is time to step forward and make these changes and make the world a better place. If we look at the last time all the planets were here and what the world was like in 1776 and in that time period after that, and the way that we are definitely in a better place than we were then. And we're just stepping forward, and this is the next evolution in that chain of events. And now it's time to really step forward. And we have to shed a lot of the things that we really have held on to and really been in this top-down structure and getting things. We just have to step forward knowing that we are who we are and that our authority is a good authority and that we're doing the right thing and that we're healing and we are amazing people. So I don't say that 100 more times. You could just replay the video. So really, that's the big gist from this, what the universe is saying right now. It is time to heal. So I very much encourage you to get out your journal and do some journaling, to focus on who you want to be and who you are, and really nurture that and embrace that and heal. So with that said, many blessings to you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope you have a fantastic day.